Some houses aren't just expensive, they're worth more than entire countries. These aren't ordinary mansions. They come with private airports, underground bunkers, gold-plated walls, and some even have entire staff teams just to maintain their gardens. But the craziest part, some of these homes were so over the top, they actually helped cause a revolution. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the most ridiculous homes ever built. And the most expensive one on this list will leave you speechless. Imagine a house so big, it makes other mega mansions look like apartments. That's the one, a 105,000 square foot mega mansion in Bel Air, designed to be the most expensive home in the world. It has 21 bedrooms, 49 bathrooms, a 30-car garage, a private nightclub, a beauty salon, and even a 10,000 square foot sky deck. But here's the problem. No one wanted. The one was supposed to sell for $500 million, but after years of financial trouble, it ended up being auctioned off for only $141 million. Even billionaires didn't want to pay for this ridiculous mansion. If a home this massive couldn't sell for its asking price, what about a house that requires 50 full-time gardeners just to maintain the lawn? Setsunufum. Some mansions require a lot of upkeep, but Villa Leopolda in the French Riviera takes it to another level. Covering 50 acres, this estate is valued at $750 million. And maintaining it is practically a full-time business. The property has 11 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms, and an entire private beach. But the most insane part? It takes 50 full-time gardeners just to keep the property in perfect condition. That's right, just the landscaping alone is an operation. The house has so much history that during World War II, it was actually converted into a military hospital. And in 2008, a Russian billionaire tried to buy it for $750 million. But he backed out last minute, losing his $50 million deposit. That's more money lost than most people will ever make in their lifetime. But that's nothing compared to a $2 billion skyscraper mansion built just for one family. Most people dream of a huge mansion with a giant backyard. But what if your house was an entire skyscraper? That's exactly what Mukesh Ambani, India's richest man, built for himself. His home, Antilia, is 27 stories tall and covers 400,000 square feet. This mansion has 6 floors just for parking, because when you own 168 cars, you need space. But it doesn't stop there. Antilia also has 3 helipads, a staff of 600 people, and a ballroom where the entire ceiling is covered in chandeliers. But here's the most insane part. It was designed to survive an 8.0 earthquake. While most people are worried about fixing a leaky faucet, this mansion was built to withstand natural disasters. But even with its futuristic design, it doesn't compare to a home that comes with its own police force. You can't talk about extravagant homes without mentioning Buckingham Palace. This royal residence is valued at $4.9 billion, has 775 rooms including 78 bathrooms, 92 offices, and even a private post office. That's right, the British royal family doesn't even have to leave home to send mail. And if there's an emergency, they don't call the police because Buckingham Palace has its own police station inside. With over 40,000 light bulbs constantly needing replacement, the maintenance alone is insane. But here's the weirdest part. The royal family doesn't even own it. It actually belongs to the Crown Estate, meaning even the king is technically renting it. But if you thought a $4.9 billion palace was extravagant, wait until you see the home that bankrupted an entire country. The Palace of Versailles is one of the most historic and luxurious homes in history. Covering 721,000 square feet, it has 700 rooms, 1,250 fireplaces, and even 357 mirrors in the Hall of Mirrors. But here's the problem. It was so expensive to maintain that it helped bankrupt France, leading to the French Revolution. The amount of money spent on Versailles was so ridiculous that the French people overthrew the monarchy. Imagine a house being so over the top that it literally caused the collapse of a government. But that's not the only home with insane history. There's another mansion that's been owned by the same family for over 400 years and has a ceiling worth $360 million. Imagine buying a house, and instead of worrying about furniture, you're worried about protecting a $360 million painting on the ceiling. That's exactly the case with Villa Aurora, a Roman mansion that's been in the same family for centuries. In 2022, Villa Aurora went up for auction with a starting price of $471 million. But here's the shocking part. No one wanted it. Even billionaires refused to buy it, because maintaining a historic palace is more trouble than it's worth. And on top of that, the house needs at least $10 million in renovations just to be livable. But that's nothing compared to a home that has an underground vault filled with gold. Located in North Carolina, the Biltmore Estate is the largest private home in the United States, covering 178,000 square feet. It has 250 rooms, including 43 bathrooms, and even an underground vault, originally built by George Vanderbilt. This home was designed to store massive amounts of wealth, including gold and priceless artifacts. Today, it's a tourist attraction, but back in its prime, it was a private fortress. But the most expensive home in the world isn't in the US. It belongs to someone so rich, his house has a moat to keep people out. Fairfield, owned by billionaire Ira Rennert, is a 63-acre estate with a home covering 110,000 square feet. But what makes it insane is that it has a literal moat surrounding parts of the property. Inside, it has 29 bedrooms, 39 bathrooms, and even a museum for his car collection. It also has a power plant on site, so it never loses electricity. But even with all of that, it's not the most expensive home in the world. That title belongs to a palace so extravagant, no billionaire has dared to buy it yet. These mansions prove that when you have unlimited money, there's no such thing as too extravagant. From palaces that bankrupted nations to homes built like fortresses, the richest people in the world live in ways that most of us can't even imagine. But here's the question. If you had billions, would you buy one of these homes? Or would you spend the money on something else? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insane stories about the ultra-rich.